A very warm welcome and good afternoon to you, watching, of course, around the world here on CTV Sports. Great to have you with us for our third match of the limited edition 12 Goal 2024. We've got 90210 playing out there this afternoon against Quite On Z. Let me just quickly run you through the players so you know who's out there. At number 1, we have the very, very strong 2-goaler by the name of Facundo Freginet. At number 2, Robertito Zeda, the 4-goaler. And then at number 3, the machine, the 5-goaler, Geronimo Obregon. Keep an eye out for him. And, of course, in the traditional yellow helmet playing at number 4 off 1 goals, Cable Magnus. Quite On Z, as always, in the white shirts with the red spot on the middle there. At number 1, the young lady from Brazil, Alessia Zeidler, playing off -1. Then 2 brothers making up the first of those two, Artemio Figueres at number 2, playing off 1 goals. And then Keko Magrini, the 6-goaler at number 3, and the second Figueres, Hilario, playing at number 4. Now you'll recognize him with his purple helmet. Your 2 umpires, your 2 mounted officials this afternoon out on the field are Esteban Ferrari and Guille Villanueva. Those are our 2 mounted officials in the studio here at CTV Sports. Of course, our third man, the one and only Mr. Steve Lane. Good afternoon to you, sir. So, looking forward to what promises to be another exciting match here. We are coming to you live from Santa Rita Polo Farm, playing on the Aspen Valley Field, where earlier today we already had 2 very nice matches played by the ladies. It is now the turn of the gentlemen, so strap yourselves in for what promises to be, as I said, a very, very exciting 12-goal. Well, is it really 12-goal? I'm sure there will be opinions, and remember, any opinion that you might have, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think. But I was talking to some of the production managers here at the studio, and we are looking forward to a very exciting and, above all, a very fast-paced game. So, just waiting for 1 or 2 of the players to come out onto the field, and then we'll get, there he is, the number 3, Keko Magrini, the 6-goaler, highest-rated player on that team. Keko Magrini with the number 3, but him and Hilario Figueres, those 2 combined, will be the force that 90210 Polo are going to have to be up, or will be up against. And I'm sure they've got a game plan, which, as you can see, they're probably still mulling over and discussing how they want to implement said game plan. So, as I said, just waiting for 1 or 2 or more of the players to come out, and then we will be good to go. Now, remember, of course, we are only at the beginning of what promises to be a very exciting season. The 6th edition of the World Polo League is just around the corner. Make sure you get all the information on the app, of course, and we'll be giving you updates and bullet points here on CTV Sports as and when they come in. So, 6 chukkers of fast-paced polo. And just to remind you, if you've just joined us, 90210, that team in the green and white shirts, and Quite On Z in the white and, white shirts and the black trousers. And great, as always, to see that young lady, Alessia Zeidler, the young lady from Brazil, here again, back at Grand Champions Polo Club for what I'm sure will be another very, very fun and enjoyable season to be had by all. So, little shake hands there with our 2 umpires. Remember, Esteban Ferrari and Guille Villanueva are your 2 mounted officials out on the field. Steve Lane in the booth. Here we go then, the first ball thrown in of our 6 chukkers. And the first touch will be that man, Geronimo Obregon. Now, Obregon, of course, no stranger to Grand Champions Polo Club. Extremely well-mounted and extremely strong. You'll see him take those balls and hit them into another postcode. Very, very strong and aggressive, but fair player. Now then, quickly turned around and a run here for Hilario Figueres. He's out in front. He's on his own. Tries to centre that ball. He's got Cable Magnus right behind him. Has he done enough? That ball is still running. And the final touch there, nicely done by his younger brother, Artemio Figueres, puts through what big brother Hilario started. He had Cable Magnus trying to just contend that ball, and he teed it up just right. And that is, if anything, true brotherly love there. And what a cracking start here for Kwaiton Z. The first goal going on the account here of Artemio Figueras. So, not even a minute played. And Kwaiton Z already showing what their intentions are here this afternoon. Back to the centre they go. No rest for the wicked. Ball's back in play. And again, it is the white and green. And again, it is Geronimo Obregon getting that first touch of the throw-in. And again, I'm sorry to repeat myself, it is Hilario Figueras who just went back on this occasion to steal the ball back. But this time, no brother there to be found. On the other hand, it will be Robertito Zeda who will pick this one up, feeds it nicely to Cable Magnus. Can he get the finishing touch? There is an appeal, but Cable will just call as he likes, just put that one through. So, what a cracking start here for both teams. Get that out of the system, get that first shot on goal and make it go through. And I see a little mistake there. You can see on the replay, Hilario should have really put that one to bed a little bit earlier. Cable Magnus, not wasting any time, puts it through. 1 goal apiece. Coming up to a little over 5 minutes left to play in this, the first of our 6 chukkers. Back on the halfway line. And this time, he's going to run with it on the near side. Nicely done. Facundo Fregenet runs into a little bit of traffic. Obregon just waiting for the possible mistake here. Needs to clear, and he does. Allow the space for Kwaiton Z to make the play. Figueras is there as well. Obregon nicely working and turning that ball around. Runs into a little bit of traffic, but he's just holding tight. Nice pickup on the near side by Obregon. Obregon just in the right place at the right time, biding his time, and then just walks that one through. Cracking play, but you felt that one coming. Geronimo Obregon picking up his first of the match, and by doing so puts his team in the lead by 2-1. A little bit of a kerfuffle there in front of goal. Hilario tried to clear it there on the near side, didn't quite get the touch and the contact he was hoping for. And that, of course, is easy pickings for Geronimo Obregon, putting his team, as I say, 9-0-2-1-0 Polo in the lead by 2-1. So a cracking start here by both teams. Let's see how Kwaiton Z will answer. Obregon, well, you don't need to give him a written invitation. He didn't quite get the contact on that play as he wanted. Ball played back up to the 5-goaler. And indeed, he tees and lays this one up perfectly for his number 1. And that is how quickly they score here at this level, ladies and gentlemen. Facundo Fregenet puts it through, no mistake. And all of a sudden, 3/4 of that team now on the score sheet. And it all started with the way Obregon, you can see it here on your screens again, just teeing it up, sends Facundo on his way, and all he had to do was just put the stick down and steer it through. Easy pickings there for the number 1, Facundo Fregenet. So, with 3:07 on the clock, and that, of course, is something which we take very seriously here at Grand Champions Polo Club, and it's always endorsed the courtesy change. Players are allowed halfway through a chukker to go and change a pony. And we do urge them to try and keep it within 45 seconds to a minute to come back straight out. A good picture there of the man who has been so instrumental in not only teeing up that last goal by Facundo Fregenet, but also scoring himself. Geronimo, beg your pardon, Geronimo Obregon coming out there on a fresh set of legs, and a great shot there of the Aspen Valley field over at Santa Rita Polo Farm, just a couple of miles down the road here from the CTV headquarters, the CTV studios here in the heart of Wellington. So once again, a very warm welcome and a good afternoon to you. If you've just joined us here on CTV Sports, you are watching live, of course, the third match of the limited edition 12-goal 2024. And as we expected, a very, very quick start to this first of our 6 chukkers. 9-0-2-1-0. getting the slightly better start. We did see a goal from Artemio Figueres with the assist from this man, his brother, Hilario. It is, of course, still early days, but you don't want to let your opposition run away too far, too soon with too many goals. A little bit of an entanglement there. Both these players just losing their stick. And I think Geronimo Obregon just allowing a little bit of time for everybody to pick up their sticks. So here we go then. 2:45 left on the clock here in this first chucker. And that's a great pass here for Magnus. Can quite control it. In comes Freixenet. He will leave that one for Zeda. Zeda up against the number 3, Keke Magrini. Haven't really seen that much yet of the 6th goaler. Remember, Keke Magrini with his handicap, the highest rated player on the field. But we've seen a lot of that man with the number 3 on the green shirt, Geronimo Obregon. That ball will just slightly go out of play over the back line. A little bit of a discussion there with one of our 2 umpires. Let's have a look at this again. He takes it on the near side, runs into a little bit of traffic right there. Now, had that gone through, question is, would the umpire have given an advantage? But a clear right-of-way infringement in front of that man with the number 3. So quickly taking a hit from the spot. Within the last 2 minutes of play here in the first chukker. Ball only as far as Obregon. He just hammers that one back. And that's a perfect pass, and just one touch by the number 2, Roberto Zeda. Just puts that away. But again, the pass, of course, coming from his number 3. He's been so instrumental already in the first phase of this game, Geronimo Obregon. Again, intercepting that ball, just turns, doesn't even look, just knows instinctively where his number 2 is, and just had to put his mallet down. And Roberto Zeda makes it 4-1 here in the first chukker. Coming up to the 1-minute mark. Umpires, of course, always keeping an eye on the well-being of the ponies. If they see anything untoward, they will ask the players to please go and change their pony. Looks like we might have a little courtesy, an additional courtesy change here with 1 or 2 of the players. Yeah, looks like the man who just scored, Roberto Zeda, going to the pony lines to get himself a fresh set of leg. Pony looks okay. Back in the saddle he goes. Roberto Zeda, handicap +4. And of course, with that goal that he just scored, that makes it 4 out of 4. All 4 players now on the score sheet. And just that one goal from Artemio Figueres right after the initial goal that came within the first minute of this chukker. So a little pony time out there. And again, I think very good, well spotted there by the 2 mounted officials. And you can see there our drone footage. This time it's the number 2. I beg your pardon, the number 3, Keke Magrini. Also making the most of this pony time out on a fresh set of legs. Coming back to join his teammates. Now then, can Kwiatonze pick up a quick goal before they change after this initial chukker? Here we go, they line up, the ball's in play, comes out, and he's always going to be a force to be reckoned with, Geronimo Obregon. And not only that, a very intelligent player. He doesn't just spank it and hit it, he actually decides, and very, very thoughtful in his thinking process where he wants to play it to. a real strategist. And then, of course, on top of that, a very powerful player. Now then, Magrini. As I said, we hadn't seen too much of him in the first half of this Chukker. Sends a rocket downfield. And he's looking for Figueres. Figueres will be beaten, but only just by the number 2, Roberto Zeda. A little bit of pressure now on the second. Figueres, has he done enough? Well, that was another cheeky little play by Hilario Figueres out of this. Watch this again. Has he done this with his out of his wrist? That ball initially came back. It was well defended, but he intercepted it. First touch on the near side. Beautifully played. A clear run on goal. Slightly overcooked it. And now watch here as he just nicks it in there on the inside of that near post. Cracking play there. Hilario Figueres makes it 2. And that brings us to the end of what has been a very exciting Chukker. We will just allow the players to quickly change and then join us when we come back in just a few moments here on CTV Sport for Chukker number 2.
Playing in a dedicated women's polo league is great for progressing your polo. It's great for us to play together as women, to have a chance to take to the field with some of the best polo players in the world. It's helping us come together, improve our polo and keep up playing a regular high level of polo.
Like, I'm learning so much. I am shadowing some of the best women players in the sport, and it's just been an incredible journey, really.
I have played at Santa Rita before and I love it here. It's a fantastic club. They do so much for not only just polo but women's polo, so we're very excited to be here, and huge thanks to Melissa and Mark for having us.
Welcome back, everybody. A good afternoon. Great to have you with us here on CTV Sports. You join us just in time. The ball has been thrown in for the second of our 6 Chukkers of this limited edition 12 Gold 2024. We're coming to you, of course, live from the Aspen Valley field over at Santa Rita Polo Farm, just a few miles down the road here from CTV headquarters. And out there this afternoon in the green and white 90210 Polo, as I said, in the green and white shirts, led by Facundo Freginet at number 1, the 2-goaler. Then at number 2, Roberto Zeda, the 4-goaler at number 3. I just wanted to make sure that didn't go through. At number 3, Geronimo Obregon, the 5-goaler. And at number 4, of course, Cable Magnus. You'll spot him with the yellow helmet. There he is in the center of your screen. Now then, over to the opposition, quite on Z in the white shirts and the black trousers. We have Alessia Zeidler at number 1, playing off -1. And then at number 2, Artemio Figueres. Number 3, Keiko Magrini, the 6-goaler, and Hilario Figueres. Both the Figueres boys scoring, and they were the only 2 to score in that opening Chukker for quite on Z. 90210, all 4 of them, all 4 players, Facundo, Cable, Geronimo, and Roberto Zeda, all getting on the score sheet in that first Chukker, and nothing has changed since the ball has been, or was thrown in again. 4-2 is where we're at the moment. So strap in and enjoy what promises to be a very, very exciting 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th Chukker on the breakaway here. A little under the neck attempt, didn't quite make the contact as Figueres now is left to pick up the pieces, sends it out towards the boards, and nobody there in a white shirt. It will once again be the number 1 in green, Facundo Fregenet, trying to take aim, leaves it for Obregon. Obregon now with a little chip shot to get it into the danger zone. Picked up elegantly here on the near side by Figueres. This time the older of the two, playing the number 4, Hilario. And he did a great little play earlier, feeding a ball to his brother Artemio, which was the first goal that Kwaiton Z scored. And it looks like, well, he's just making sure he's okay. For a moment there, it looked like Roberto Zeda might have had a little clip there. Nice gesture by the defending player for Kwaiton Z to make sure he's okay. Again, Figueres up against Fregenet. Fregenet, yeah, he knows that Hilario Figueres has an incredibly long reach. So you want to try and get as much space between yourself and the 5-goaler as you can. A lot of room now on the right-hand side for Roberto Zeda. Zeda goes for the under-the-neck shot. Has it got... Well, it had the power and it had the direction, but just not the perfect line. But definitely A for effort there to give it a crack from a good 55, 60 yards out on the right-hand side. And there you see that man again with that long reach. He will take the knock in here for Kwaiton Z once the umpire's called play. Hilario. He's got Alessia Zeidler on his right. He's going to play the ball to himself. Still, Figueres up close and with him, Zeda. Zeda will try and shut him down. We'll take this on the near side, a little backhand, a deflection. In comes Obregon. Loose ball play. He will take it, turn it, take the pace out by doing so, just allowing his attackers to also regroup. Now then, Obregon. Still Obregon. Nicely teed up, a little bit over teed there for Zeda, but he read it and he saw it coming. Now then, what will Zeda do? Will he go for the long distance shot? That rotation working again very well here by 90210. Up to the front to Cable Magnus. Cleared on the line, but only just didn't quite get enough power he wanted. And that will go through. What a cracking goal indeed. By Roberto Zeda, picking up his second of the game. Watch this again closely. He's teased it up nicely. Looking for his number 4 for Magnus. And then, surprisingly, Obregon couldn't finish it. Figueres comes through and then powerfully timed that near side backhand by Roberto Zeda. And that makes it 5-2. So we are at that time of the Chukker, 2:53 on the clock, as you can see. Little courtesy change. And you can see Obregon there just in disbelief why he didn't put that one through. I'm sure he won't mind. The goal did come eventually. Roberto Zeda there just backing up very nicely his teammate. So Kwaiton Z still not really finding their rhythm that we've become accustomed to. 90210 just getting on and very much playing their play or playing their game. I would say that they have a little bit more ball possession, controlling the game, allowing or forcing rather Kwaiton Z to be more reactive and not really giving them the chance to be proactive. Here we go, then the ball is back in play. Still a little bit of a traffic jam on that halfway line. Obregon trying to clear it. Still on the halfway line. The umpires will be urging the players to play. And oh, I can see 2 players there. Alessia Zeidler, she seems to be okay. Zeidler and the number 2, Artemio Figueres, but they're up on their feet. Not quite sure what happened there. We'll just give them a little moment or two to get back on a pony, and then we'll be back after this very short commercial break. Stay with us here on CTV Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us here on this rather sunny, still quite windy afternoon here. We are coming to you live from the Aspen Valley Polo field at Santa Rita Polo Farm, just a few miles up the road from the CTV Sports Studios here in Wellington. And we had a little bit of a scenario there, but I can tell you everything is okay. Everybody is back in the saddle. No injuries sustained by either of the players. Just a little bit of a unfortunate mishap. We have the green and white 90210 Polo with Facundo Freginet, Roberto Zeda, Geronimo Obregon, and Cable Magnus playing, as I said, in the green and white for 90210. And Quaiton Z, led by Brazil, Artemio Figueres, Keko Magrini, and Hilario Figueres playing at back with the number 4 on his shirt. So after that little interruption, we are now able to continue play. We are in the second chukker, and a powerful shot there from the 6-goaler, Keko Magrini, and Obregon will just watch that one and allow it to go over the own back line. Keko there trying to score from a good 100 yards out and at least pick up a quick goal here before 90210 Polo, who, as I said, have been playing their game from the beginning, starting to show signs of running away with it. Obregon with another great pass up to Zeda. Zeda not able to make the contact or the clean contact he wanted. Now then, seeing a little bit more, it feels like, at least from Keko Magrini, since he changed that pony. This time forced back to go in defence. Zeda leaves it behind for Freginet. Freginet, he's got a man on his hip. Magrini told to make a little bit of space to allow him to make the play. And Zeidler did a good job in, well, initially clearing that ball, but the power play is still on. It's in front of goal. Figueres looking for a little bit more distance there. Magrini has to come in and lend a helping hand, but that was, again, very, very close. A bit too close for comfort here. Now then, Magrini, bouncing ball, well corrected. Look at that pony, opened up nicely for him. Nice and low. Outplaying and outrunning everybody. There is the rotation. Back to Magrini. Magrini, this is a great play, and the finishing touch is what he needed. A little under the neck. Did that go through? Let's just have a look at the replay. It was a great run there by Keko Magrini, finding that little gap there. And I can tell you now that there was, in fact, a foul on the play. Right there, indeed. So just in front of goal. Quickly taken a hit from the spot. And back to the action we go. 90210 got the free hit. The penalty 5A from the spot. Managed to get it over the halfway line, but Hilario Figueres, an all-rounder of 5 goals, of course, comes back to retrieve the ball. Magrini just taking his time. Wants to make sure that whatever play he plays or pass he might make is the one that he needs to make. The little backhander there again, and that will bring us to the end of chukker number 2. So a little bit up and down in the second chukker. 1 goal only by 90210. No goals by Quaiton Z. I'm sure that that will change when we come back. Join us, if you will, here on CTV Sports for chukker number 3. Once again, a warm welcome and welcome back, everybody watching around the world and, of course, here in Florida or anywhere in America to CTV Sports. You are joining us for the beginning of the third Chukker of the limited edition 12 Gold 2024. 90210 Polo up against Kwaiton Z. They are the team in the white shirts. 90210 Polo in the green and white. And it was a very, very interesting Chukker that we just saw. That second Chukker. We had a little upset, two players coming down, no injuries, luckily sustained, but just the one goal coming from Robertito Zeda, which makes him so far the highest scorer in this match so far, having scored in the first and in the second Chukker. And I know it's still early days, we're only now in Chukker number 3, but 90210 Polo clearly not only getting the better start to this limited edition 12-goal game, but also very, very strong when it comes to finding opportunities and creating chances, which they've done on numerous occasions. Sometimes even so that they were spoilt for choice. A little run through the middle here now for Roberto Zeda. Oh, nicely outplayed. Zeda once, two, three times, and that's how you do it. Roberto Zeda picking up his third goal of the game, and it all started here. And nice to see how Cable Magnus took the number 3, Keke Magrini, out of the equation, but that was a very cheeky and effective play by the number 2, Roberto Zeda. As I say, picking up his third goal of the game. And for the first time now, a 4-goal advantage in favour of 90210 Polo. 6 goals to 2. And it is still early days here in Chukker number 3. Back to the halfway line they come then. Ball is thrown back into play. And I think what Kwaiton Z need to start doing a little bit more of is winning those oh-so-important throw-ins. The majority of those throw-ins have been won by the team in the green and white on the boards here. Geronimo Obregon. Nicely done. Roberto Zeda looks over his shoulder. Obregon taking care of business and taking Figueres out of the equation to allow a little bit more space up front and time above all to try and make that play. Into the corner they go. Figueres, great view there from our drone footage. Left behind for, this time, Hilario Figueres. And he will hammer that one downfield. Nobody there in a white shirt. Instead, Obregon tried on the near side to send it back. Has he done enough to tee up Facundo Frejinet? Frejinet now trying to shake off Hilario Figueres. Magrini just taking a moment or two to decide where he wants to play that ball to. And again, that pass not ideal. Geronimo Obregon, the recipient. And again, Cable Magnus doing a very, very good job allowing the 5-goaler, well, to do what he does so well, which is drag and take that team and the ball with him. Near side back. Zeda. Magnus tries to control it. Had a little bit of a, was in a little bit of a divot. Frejinet not able to control that the way he would have liked. He's going to get a second chance. That backhand also not really, didn't have enough power. And a whistle will stop the play there. We might even see a courtesy change. 3:27. Starting to get a little bit patchy out there now. Umpires did well to maybe call that courtesy change. So, yeah, not quite the flow that Kwaiton Z were hoping for. Keke Magrini, as I said, haven't really seen him come to fruition. Working very hard, though, are Hilario and Artemio Figueres. And this man also instrumental in teeing up and setting up opportunities for 90210, Geronimo Obregon. as he comes back out on a fresh set of legs. Temperatures due to increase quite significantly next week. So that, of course, will be something that the players are going to have to deal with. It's been, well, for Florida, it's been rather chilly. And I'm sure the players have very much appreciated and are enjoying the slight breeze and the wind that we had. Yeah, that's that foul. Okay. So, players back out on the field. Dangerous riding, yeah, and that needs to be cautioned, of course. Umpires are very, very strict when it comes to anything that could resemble any kind of danger, and especially pony welfare. And as a result of that, hit from the spot, 5A in favour of Polo 90210. Now then, Geronimo Obregon. Looks like he might go for the long one. He does. But as you can see there, great drone footage out to the left-hand side on your drone footage. Of course, the right-hand side if you are down at Santa Rita at the Aspen Valley Polo Field watching it live. So, no change. It went off a defending player, so we have a safety 60, the equivalent of a corner. Now remember, how do we take a corner in polo if you've never seen that taken before? No more than 40 yards either side of the penalty four spot, so the 60-yard spot, no further than 40 yards either side. So not exactly straight onto goal is where the safety 60 or the equivalent of a corner will be teed up. Roberto Zeda here, the man to do the honours, to possibly put his team in the lead by 7-2. And that was deflected, very well deflected indeed by Quaitonzi. Figueres able to just stop that in its tracks. 3:20 on the clock, another whistle. And so far it's been a very fair game. Umpires have had very little to do. Yeah, there you see the pass. But already firmly established on that line. You can see the player in the green shirt coming out. Just not enough angle. That window just not wide and not big enough. And not enough time really to get on that ball. So again, a good call by our mounted officials. And we're going to see Senor Geronimo Obregon get another chance. And maybe this time get the ball airborne and above the heads of those defenders of Quaitonzi. Well, it's definitely airborne. Unfortunately, not quite as straight as he would have liked. A monster shot, Geronimo Obregon, not able to make it a 5-goal advantage. It stays 6-2. And we are still in the first half. Remember, we play 6 chukkers, clock ticking down, 3 minutes left to play. Hilario Figueres starting what will hopefully be an effective and lucrative offensive attack. But it's, as it's been in so many cases before here, it's always game over when Geronimo Obregon comes back in defense, working it very well. Still Obregon. Obregon, the finishing touch now. Geronimo Obregon just out of his wrist, just puts it through, makes it look so easy. And Geronimo Obregon now also picking up his 2nd goal of the match. You can see with how much calm and ease he's just working the ball. Pony very relaxed, and there, little under the neck, under 2 necks basically of 2 ponies. Also the one of Hilario Figueres. So cracking goal. Goal number 7 and goal number 2 for Geronimo Obregon. 7-2 then with 2 minutes left on the clock. Are we seeing the first signs of fatigueness here, or just a little bit of deflation with Quaitonzi? Still not really being able to find that rhythm and play the polo that we know they can. But that's how it goes in sports. Sometimes you have days where you just play above your handicap and you surprise yourself. And then it could be the very next day you're out there and yeah, nothing seems to want to go your way. But that is, of course, the nature of any sport. And once you get that team spirit, that connection, which is a magical experience, once you get that going, you know, you can be unstoppable. Good image here of Artemio Figueres coming back out on the field. So 1 minute and 39 seconds left to play here in the first half. Players will have a slightly longer break. And then please do join us for the second half of this limited edition 12-goal 2024 between 90210 Polo and Quite on Z. Ball's thrown back into play. Now then, can he make the difference? Magrini working it, wants to get a little bit closer. Magrini, will he go for the under the next shot? No, just toying with us. Wants to get in that perfect position. Still Magrini, nicely outplayed. Figueres is there watching. Figueres will hand it back to the number 3, Keko Magrini. This time he's going to try it from the left side, taking around all of the traffic. A deflection, in comes, well, who was going to be first? Facundo Freginet, because Figueres was there as well. And then came in the second Figueres. Let's have a look at this again. Here you see, coming down, little open backhand. And then Hilario, not quite able to seal it. So a hit from the spot there. Again, a player had already established himself on that line. Good spot there, good call by our mounted officials. And as a result of that, the green and whites, 90210, will have possession. Obregon sends it out to the, well, his left-hand side, intercepted, or is it? Nice little tap and go. And again, a lot of space for 90210 to work with. Straight through the middle for Robertito Zeda. Figueres coming back. He read it well. Now then, will he possibly try and run this one in himself? Well, it looks like he's going for it. Pony needs to just get past Obregon if it can. Obregon knows he's coming. He backs off. Oh, he did not hit that well, but he did enough for, or did he? Because Hilario goes back. He wants that ball. He's got it. Now then, Figueres in front of goal. Magnus tries to clear it. And they just ran out of time. Wow, what a great first half it was. So 2 unanswered goals. We will have a small break and hope that you will join us for the second half when we return right here on CTV Sports.
Becky Schmeitz. I play for Victory Polo. And I think for me, I was a rider first, and then I learned how to play polo. But what helped me the most was I really immersed myself into it. So my first year I started playing, I really just tried to play every chukker I could. I never turned down a chukker. I'm extremely hard to find a horse for because I'm very, very picky. And I've always thought that the horse really picks you as a person. What I love about Grand Champions is it allows me just to focus on polo. I am very challenged by the polo that I'm playing, and I have not just one coach out there, but everyone on the field is coaching me. The dynamic that you are on a different team every week is a really good mental strategy for learning the game, because every pro is different. Every pro has a different approach, a different style, and it makes you communicate. But I also feel like my polo's just gotten better. I would say most definitely what I love about the Santa Rita fields are that there's a lot of them and they're very safe. And so I don't have to navigate as much when I'm going to goal. And so then it just keeps me focused on myself, and I feel a little more confident playing. And it's a beautiful location, and the staff and team here is amazing.
Playing in a dedicated women's polo league is great for progressing your polo. It's great for us to play together as women, to have a chance to take to the field with some of the best polo players in the world. It's helping us come together, improve our polo and keep up playing a regular high level of polo.
Like, I'm learning so much. I am shadowing some of the best women players in the sport, and it's just been an incredible journey, really.
I have played at Santa Rita before and I love it here. It's a fantastic club. They do so much for not only just polo but women's polo, so we're very excited to be here, and huge thanks to Melissa and Mark for having us.
Well, once again, a very warm welcome and a good afternoon also to the many people that have joined us here this afternoon at the Aspen Valley Polo Field at Santa Rita Polo Farm. Good to have you with us. Quite a nice turnout, I can see. Players are slowly but surely making, or have made their way back out onto the field. You are joining us, of course, for the second half of the limited edition 12 Goal 2024. 90210 Polo in the green and white shirts up against Quite On Z, who've struggled since that opening chukker, where both Artemio and Hilario Figueres both getting on the score sheet. But it's been very much 90210 ever since thereafter. They picked up 4 goals in the first chukker against the 2 by Quite On Z, then a goal by Roberta Zeda in the second, and no score from Quite On Z, and again no score from Quite On Z in chukker number 3 when 90210 picked up 2 goals, one by Geronimo Obregon and another, the hat-trick by Robertito Zeda. So you join us now for the beginning of the second half. Chukker number 4, it is 7 goals to 2 in favour of the shirts, in the team in the green and white shirts. And let's see what advice the manager, the coach, will have given Quite On Z how to possibly pick up a very early goal here at the top of chukker number 3. And that ball, as my dear friend Dale would say, has got eyes. It nearly found the gap. Now then, Figueres wants to get a clean shot on goal. You can see he's standing there waiting for it. Fresianet, a bit of an appeal. Cable sends it back and tries to clear it. Has he cleared enough? Quite On Z? Well, I don't want to lean out of the window too far, but it looks like we've got a completely different mindseted team here. They're coming out very strong, fun, furious, and that will go through. And what a cracking goal that was. Quite On Z. They nearly scored just a few moments before. Let's have a look at this again as he takes the ball around the player with the number 3. Keko Magrini takes aim and just hammers that one. Has a deflection. Here it comes under the neck and hammers that one straight through the middle. Cracking goal there by Keko Magrini, and a much needed goal. And let's see what kind of a knock-on effect that will have within that team going forward, or going on here in chukker number 4. So Keko Magrini now the 3rd player to pick up a goal for Quite On Z. And you know, very often that's just all it takes. Just a little play like that could be the catalyst to get the team going. The answer, trying to come back straight away from Facundo Fresianet, not quite hitting the target. That would have put a dampener on things, but it wasn't to be. So, Quite On Z, clearly with a mission, which is to turn things around here in the second half. Figueres, Hilario, everything running via the number 4. Sends it out to the left-hand side. Once again, the goal scorer from just a few moments ago, Keko Magrini, will leave it for Figueres. The rotation working, sends that one. Will it stay in play? Well, you couldn't get more perfect than that. The near side backhander, return to sender, is what he will have been thinking. But Figueres trying to avoid this man, Geronimo Obregon. Get the ball. Well, he did. And he teed it up nicely for Fresianet. Facundo. Quick challenge, early challenge from Magrini, but still Fresianet. He will leave that now for his number 2, Zeda. Zeda back up to the front. Has he done enough? Looks like he has. Nicely done by Robertito Zeda, picking up his 4th goal. And it all started here with Facundo Fresianet leaving it. He was hoping Obregon would find it, but no need, because Robertito Zeda had enough power on that shot, and that's his 4th of the game. So everything the way it was after that very, very strong start here at the top of chukker number 4. 90210 has come back with an answer to that superb goal that we saw from Keko Magrini just a few moments before. Ball back in play. Figueres. Well, there's 2 of them there. Remember, with the number 2, you have Artemio, and number 4, you have Hilario. And with the number 2 in green, you, of course, you have Robertito Zeda. Obregon clears out of the way. Magnus, nicely taken by the number 1, Facundo. Fregenet looks over both shoulders. He knows he's got a man on, but he also knew that, and he was counting on Robertito Zeda to come, as did Obregon. Obregon nicely placed pass here to the right-hand side. One-touch Polo, as we like it. And Cable Magnus finishes off. That is how you get the job done. So Cable Magnus also picking up his 2nd goal of the match. 9 goals to 3. And I'm sure we will see them go into double figures in no time at all. Great combination play. And again, clinical in the finishing. Just under 3 minutes left to play. I'm pretty sure the players will go for that courtesy change. Well, I hope you out there this afternoon at the Aspen Valley Field are enjoying it as much as we are here in the studio. We promised you it was going to be a cracking game, and it's turning out to be exactly that. And let me just reintroduce you to those 2 young gentlemen who've had a relatively easy day at the office today. Esteban Ferrari and Guille Villanueva, 2 mounted officials, of course, here in the studio. The instant replay official, the one and only Steve Lane, the man who has eyes in the back of his head and also on the side of his head. He doesn't miss a thing, does Steve Lane. Good to have you with us in the booth this afternoon, Steve, for any potential triggers or challenges which might need reviewing. So far, it's been very plain sailing here for the 2 umpires out there and for Steve Lane in the studio. It's been a fast game, but it's also been fair. And we've seen some cracking plays, some cracking combination plays. Again, 9-0, 2-1-0 Polo, creating the spaces that they needed or that they need to play their game. And I think that is reflected very much in the scoreline. 9 goals to 3 then. We are in the 4th Chukker, and we have 2:47 left to play. Ball is released, picked up. First touch at least by Fregenet. Zeda turns it around. Beautiful pony he's on. Little deflection there coming off the player with the number 3 on his shirt for Quaitonzi, Keko Magrini. Appealing there to the umpire, and the umpire saw that. A little bit to the disbelief of Roberto Zeda. And again, especially at this level, and I did mention at the beginning, you know, it is 12 goal, but you get the sense that this could be anything between 15 and 18 goal. Nicely turned, yeah, that's where the foul occurred, right there. I think easy to see. Thought he might just get away with it, but I'm sure if he sees that on the replay a little bit later on, he will agree that that was a clear foul. So good call here by Esteban Ferrari. And as a result of that, a penalty in favor of Quaitonzi, and that'll be taken by Artemio Figueras. Penalty 3, 40 yards. Well, that's how you get it done. Cracking goal there. Artemio Figueras picking up his 2nd of the game. And that, well, it will put a dent into the scoreline, but they still have quite a challenge ahead. They're down by 5 goals, 9-0, 2-1-0. Currently in the lead by 9 goals to 4. Clock is ticking down. We're well below 2 minutes now. 1 minute and 50 seconds left to play here in Chukker number 4. Ball is released. Figueras allowing Magrini the right of way here. Keko being challenged on the boards. Able to untangle himself. And indeed, why not send Figueras on the way? Figueras, can he just get the finishing touch? Oh, you see he tried it there from his wrist there just to put it through. A little bit unlucky, but what a great pass once again from Keko Magrini, and very unfortunate there for Artemio Figueras not to get the so needed finishing touch to make it 5-9. 9-4 is still the scoreline. And nobody out on the left-hand side. Facundo Frejeda, nobody had him on their pad. And he will just take that ball with all the time in the world to make that next play. A little deflection coming off the pony there of Chukker Magrini. Here we go then. Hilario just taking the pace out ever so slightly. Looking for Magrini out on his right-hand side. Magrini, of course, being marked by Zeda. Still Magrini. Figueres tucks in behind nicely. Magrini, why not indeed try it yourself? And that will just run out of steam. Obregon needs to be careful because the number 2, Artemio Figueres, you give him half a chance to try and make it all good after that unfortunate tap that he was waiting for a little bit earlier on in this Chukker, where he just did not get his mallet underneath it enough. It should have been a goal. This time the ball running out over the back line, and that will bring us to the end of Chukker number 4. So 2 goals apiece after 2 goalless Chukkers there by Kwaiton Z in Chukker 2 and 3. Let's hope they can continue where they started here when they come back for Chukker 5 and 6. Stay with us here on CTV Sports.
Playing in a dedicated women's polo league is great for progressing your polo. It's great for us to play together as women, to have a chance to take to the field with some of the best polo players in the world. It's helping us come together, improve our polo and keep up playing a regular high level of polo.
Like, I'm learning so much. I am shadowing some of the best women players in the sport, and it's just been an incredible journey, really.
I have played at Santa Rita before, and
Welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you with us here. We're going to get the action straight off and underway with a penalty 60, a corner equivalent, taken here by Hilario Figueres. And I'm just looking here on my screen. That looked like a cracking conversion there as they make their way back to the center line. So Hilario Figueres picking up exactly where they left off at the end of that last Chukker. We had a whistle, or rather we had a corner, ball coming off a defending player. And Hilario Figueres just hammered that one high into the sky and straight as you like. So they do reduce the deficit from 5 goals down to just 4 goals. They've won the throw-in. But this young man, Obregon, you just need to keep him in check. Oh, nice little attempt by a ride-off there by the number 2, by Artemio. But still Obregon now. And this is where, of course, the experience pays all the dividends. Obregon just needs to get past one more player. He's got both Figuereses, Artemio and Hilario in front and behind him. Obregon wants it back. Leaves this one, or they have to leave it for Hilario. Hilario will take this one and run with it. Hilario with a little cut shot. Now then, where is that player with the number 2? He was looking for Keko Magrini. Didn't quite get to that ball, but he's back, picking up that loose ball. Figueres, Hilario on the near side. Great stick work. Yeah, you've got to be careful there, Obregon. You need to get out of the way. He knew that. He did move, and the umpires will have noted that. The intent was there, so no damage, no foul committed. Back to Hilario. Hilario, Figueres, a little bit of trickery here. Now then, can he finish it? Needs to cut in. Oh, well done. Hilario leaves it behind. His brother is there. The under the neck shot. Maybe he should have just left that there because Artemio was right behind him. And that would, I'm sure, would have been the goal that they were so much in need of. Very unlucky, but a great run there by Hilario Figueres. 9:02:10. On the attack, Obregon, straight out to the right-hand side. Nice, perfect pass. Great pace here. As he goes down the field, Robertito Zeda. Zeda, will he try and finish it? Here comes the shot. Not much in it. Not much in it, but that's how quickly 9:02:10 Polo team can, of course, send that ball back to where it came from. And again, not much in it. Zeda got a perfect pass there from Obregon, just unable to hit the target on that play. Little team talk there between Magrini and Figueres. What, if any, game plan have they up their sleeve? Oh, stole it, stole it. But where did it go? Let's have a look at this again. Figueres. Yeah, Figueres takes it, and then he has his pocket picked as easy as that. Well, Roberto Zeda just basically waiting there, stole it off him, and I'm sure Hilario will be very, very unhappy with that, having his pocket picked the way he did. And that, of course, puts 9:02:10 into double figures. 10-5. They restore that 5-goal advantage, and I'm pretty sure Hilario will be fuming, giving away such an easy ball like that. Robertito Zeda just waiting there and came in and pounced, took the ball off him, and made probably the cheekiest goal so far here this season at Grand Champions Polo Club. And we have a courtesy change. So we're just showing you a repeat there, and some great images here of Roberto Zeda getting on a fresh mount, as did Cable Magnus. As they come back out, 3:24 left to play here in the penultimate chukker. Remember, they play 6 chukkers, so this is far from over. Just when we thought and we saw that Quiet on Z was starting to, slowly but surely get a grip on this very strong 9:02:10 Polo team. We saw a safety 60 beautifully converted by Hilario Figueres right at the beginning of this chukker. And then he had his pocket picked by Robertito Zeda, who brought his team, or put his team, into double figures. So, courtesy change over and done with. Here we go then. It'll be Senor Geronimo Obregon to get things underway here. The last a little over 3.5 minutes left to play in chukker number 5. Turned around. There is another drive up towards that goal mouth. But a little too steep. Well, no, he might just get a piece of it. In comes Artemio Figueres. Figueres, nicely done. Still Figueres along the back line. Figueres, this time he makes no mistake. Let's just watch that again if we can. Takes the ball round, outplays. Nicely done there, Geronimo Obregon. And then along the back line, it's slightly overshot it. And here, the touch that evaded him a little bit earlier on. Excuse me, he'll be very happy with that. Artemio Figueres picking up his 3rd goal of the game. And all of a sudden, it's just, well, we are down to just 4 goals in it. 10-6 but still very much in control and in command. 9-0-2-1-0 Polo. Ball comes out of the throw-in. Obregon. Still Geronimo Obregon just weaving his way. Now past Keko Magrini. Obregon. Ball still in possession. But then that just got too much. He had a player on behind. He had the number 2, Artemio Figueres. And, of course, the 6th goal of Magrini. But this is what I like about, and I love watching Geronimo Obregon do this. He will not quit. He will get his teeth stuck in, and he will do the job that's required. And looks like we had a whistle on that play. Should he have taken that on the near side? We'll just have a look at the replay here. Slightly over, not much in it. Good spot there by the 2 mounted officials. Now then, that ball will be placed on the halfway line for a penalty 5B. And I'm sure that 9-0-2-1-0 Polo will just want to get this Chukker over and done with, and then focus on keeping possession of the ball as much as they can throughout Chukker number 6. Now then, the man with the big hitting arm, Hilario Figueres, will tap this one into play. Wants to get it a little bit closer. Now out to the right-hand side. Nicely done for Keko Magrini. Hilario comes in, and again, a cheeky little steal here, but did he get away with it this time? Looks like he didn't. The umpires are not having any of it. There was the initial pass when it all started, out from Figueres to Magrini. Yeah, and he came right across Keko Magrini's line. Again, difficult call, but a good call to make. And that will give Kwiatkowski a big chance here to bring them within 3 of 9-0-2-1-0's 10. Penalty 3. And again, he's choosing that near side post. Well done, Artemio Figueres, picking up his 2nd and converting his 2nd penalty 3. That's his 4th goal in all over the entire duration of this game. And all of a sudden, it's just 3 goals in it. 9-0-2-1-0. Well, as I say, be glad when this Chukker is over. Chance for them to regroup. But I've got to say, I'm enjoying the fight and the team spirit here that Kwiatkowski are displaying here this afternoon. Remember, 2 goalless Chukkers in Chukker number 2 and 3. Chukker number 4 was 2 apiece. At the moment, they lead in this Chukker if we isolated by 3 goals to 1. And they need another 3 goals to draw level with the 10 already scored by 9-0-2-1-0. Looks like they've got a bit of a run going on at the moment. Magrini needs to have his way cleared so he can actually play. When I mentioned the positive Polo earlier on, Magrini will hand it over now to Hilario or Willie. Magrini has a little look at where is that goal mouth. He's got Hilario Figueres right behind him. Not able to finish or try and get a little under the next shot towards that danger zone, that goal mouth. Magrini has had enough of all that traffic. Says, you know what, boys, I'll just take this one. And what an angle, and what an easy, well, it looks easy, what an incredibly elegant finish here by the man with the number 3 on his shirt, Keko Magrini, picking up his 2nd, but a very important 2nd goal. Watch this again, just the elegant of touches here. It looks so easy, but believe you me, that's a lot of experience again and a lot of talent that you need to finish and keep your composure to put that one through the way he did. So we are down to just 2 goals in it. Join us when we come back in just a few moments right here on CTV Sports for Chukker number 6. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you with us here for what promises to be a very, very thrilling and exciting 6th and final Chukker. And if Kwaiton Z keep this momentum and this pace up, which they displayed in especially that last Chukker, 4 goals to 1 if we isolate that Chukker in favour of Kwaiton Z. Artemio Figueres picking up his and converting his second penalty 3 and a regular goal, as did Keko Magrini. And of course, it all started with Hilario Figueres converting a safety 60 equivalent of a corner. Just the 1 goal coming from Roberto Zeda, that cheeky steal that he did, taking the ball off Hilario Figueres, a cracking goal. But if I look at the score sheet in front of me here, from the point of view of 90210, it was 4 goals to 2 at the end of the first, 1 goal to 0 at the end of the second, 2 goals to 0 again, so 2 Chukkers with no score for Kwaiton Z. And then it was 2 apiece in Chukker number 4. But the turnaround came in Chukker number 5. And let's see if they can keep that momentum going, or if this man, Geronimo Obregon, unlucky, a little deflection right at the very end there, the pass or the play he wanted to make to put that one through, the ball coming off his pony's leg, and that's, well, that's just a little bit of bad luck there, because that ball would have gone through. And, of course, straight away on it, Keko Magrini under the neck. Who was going to get to it first? Looks like we could see Facundo Freginet just tucking behind his number 2, Roberto Zeda. But, again, a quick steal. There is Facundo, pushing it over the back line to tee it up nicely. Nearly took the drone out there on that play. And that ball will go over the sideboard, so there will be a change of possession. And there you see it once again, the ball just going over the back line. I beg your pardon, over the sideboards. So quickly taken by the number 4, by Hilario Figueres. Little chip shot up to Keko Magrini. Magrini will be looking over his shoulder, but he's got to be careful. In comes the challenge. Leaves it now. Nicely done for Figueres. Figueres. But I believe we might, yeah, we had a whistle on that play. Magrini, yeah, looks like the number 2, Robertito Zeda, coming across just slightly in front. At least that's how I saw it. Wait to see what the umpires make of that, or made of that. Well, the ball's definitely being dropped on the halfway line. And it's going to go in favor of 90210 Polo. And it'll be taken by Geronimo Obregon. Now, he's another one of those strong hitters. Sends it out to the left-hand side. Did he do enough to try and feed the ball to one of his attacking players? While they still have or are in possession. This time it'll be the turn of Facundo Freginet, and another whistle will stop the play. Taking it round. Well, there is the appeal. Umpires just explaining to the players exactly what happened there and what went on. To me, it looked like possibly even it was a foul a little bit earlier as Hilario came down the ball. But clearly appealing there was Facundo Freginet. And the decision has been made. It's going to go in favor of 90210 Polo. Another penalty 3. And again, or this time it'll be Geronimo Obregon himself to take this and make it just shy of a dozen. That came off the post. So Geronimo Obregon will be very happy and blessed with that. Just coming off the inside of that left-hand post. 11 goals to 8 then. And the clock is ticking down. Now, not exactly what Quite on Z were hoping for, coming out with, I'm sure, a very, very high expectation of this 6th and final Chukker. Esteban Ferrari throws the ball into play. Hilario Figueres trying to shake off Facundo Freginet, who needs to allow some space for him to make his play. Still on the ball, gets it over the halfway line. Hilario, Magrini tucking in behind. And we have another whistle stopping the action. Let's have a look at the clock, 4.5 minutes. It all started relatively harmless as Hilario took the ball downfield. Figueres taking it down towards the sideboards, you can see here. Now this is where it all went a bit Pete Tong, a bit wrong. Well, the decision has been made, beg your pardon, and it's going to go in favour of Quite on Z. And once again, stepping up to the plate, he's already converted to Artemio Figueres. And you couldn't get it more straight than that. His 3rd penalty, 3 conversion. Overall, his 5th goal. Cracking conversion rate here for the youngster, Artemio Figueres. And he restores that 2-goal gap. But let's have a look at the clock. We're down to a little over 4 minutes left to play. It is doable, but they need to win the throw-in here and now if they want a chance. But it'll be Mr. Obregon. Geronimo runs into some traffic, leaves it behind for Zeda. It's his line, and that also is known by Artemio Figueres. Magrini getting the better of that little mistake. A little hook attempt. Ball out to the boards. Hard ride off there. The two number 3s clashing into each other. Obregon against Magrini. Obregon trying to shake Magrini and leave him behind. Down the line came charging the number 2, Roberto Zeda. Is that the reason for that whistle? We'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at it again. Down the boards. Obregon. Still Obregon. Misses that one, and yeah, it looks like already established on that line, the man with the number 2, Robertito Zeda. So a little bit unfortunate there for Artemio Figueres, if that indeed is how the umpires see it or saw it. but there was already a man on that line. So the last courtesy change, we'll see what happens when they come back. I'm just having another look on my screen here as I see Obregon takes it. He takes a swing, he misses it, and already firmly established on that line, at least that's how I saw it, was the man with the number 2, Robertito Zeda. Nice flying change there by Keko Magrini at the beautiful Santa Rita Polo Farm. Indeed, 3:27 left to play. And I'm sure the players will be coming out now on their Thank you. Well, I'm just hearing now that our IRO reviewed that play, did not see a foul. So until we can see what the umpires decide to do, which should be a throw-in, a neutral throw-in. It was, yeah, very, very borderline. But after having reviewed it, and that's what he does, Mr. Steve Lane. Here we go then. Throw-in taking place. Obregon getting a piece of it, sends it back. A little bump there. And the umpires might not be happy with that either. Being ridden in from behind. There's the open backhand. You can see it there, riding straight into the to the backside of the number 2, Robertito Zeda. And the umpires again will have cautioned the players, I'm sure. And as a result of that, Obregon will get another chance with a shot on goal here to make it a full dozen. He hit the post, if you remember the last time. So. And this time, no mistake. Geronimo Obregon picking up his second penalty 3. And as I say, with that, not only gets the dozen, but also restores that 3-goal cushion or advantage, however you want to look at it, as the clock has just hit 3 minutes left to play here in the 6th and final Chukker of this limited edition 12-goal 2024. Ball is released and very quickly taken there by, or a shot by Zeda. Freixenet not able to control it. Left behind now for Figueres. Artemio leaves it for big brother Hilario. And Hilario is trying to find and feed the ball to Keko Magrini. But he, of course, surrounded excuse me, by defending players. And now then, Hilario on the breakaway. Hilario Figueres on the near side. Needs to keep it nice and straight. Well, that ball is bouncing, and will just trickle over that back line. Unlucky there, Hilario. Did everything right, picked it up or took it on the near side. Slightly overcooked it. Goes out to the right, or depending on where you're sitting, of course. I'm looking at it here from the drone footage, so the left-hand side, as Geronimo Obregon will get the next attacking play for 90210 Polo underway. And that didn't go as far as you'd have liked. Artemio Figueres taking on 6-goaler Keko Magrini. Still Magrini. Obregon knows and needs to allow the space for Magrini to make the play. Little backhand shot into the lap of Zeda. Now then, Zeda, he'll just want to clear that ball. I'm sure the instructions will be keep hold of the ball as long as you can. Do not give Kwaitonzi a chance, because we've seen how they've opened up so nicely in that second half. Currently, 9-0, 2-1-0 are in the lead with 2-1 in this isolated sixth Chukker. Overall, as you can see on your scoreboard, 12 goals to 0. Oh, he leant out very far with the saddle there, did Geronimo Obregon. Teed it up nicely, little open backhand. And another steal. But did he get away with it? Last few seconds of play in this, the sixth and final Chukker. There was the steal. And, of course, the right decision there to blow on that play. And as a result of that, we will see possibly the last penalty shot in this game. Another penalty, 3. Being teed up there by Robertito Zeda. Very nice looking grey Mary's on. Beg your pardon, penalty 4, but that looked pretty straight to me. Penalty 4 then. And that's where they're going to call it a day. So, 9-0, 2-1-0, win 13 goals to 9. Congratulations, Facundo Freginet, Cable Magnus, Geronimo Obregon, and Robertito Zeda. Despite a very, very strong comeback here, Alessia Seidler, beg your pardon, Artemio Figueres, Keiko Magrini, and Hilario Figueres did a cracking job, especially in that second half, especially in Chukker number 4. Just wasn't enough to try and steal it all the way and take it to the end, but I'm sure you'll agree with me, a cracking game of polo nonetheless of this, the limited edition 12 Gold 2024. Remember, there's more of that coming on your screens, so make sure you tune in, and we look forward to seeing you back here at CTV Sports in the next few days. Thank you very much.